into my head, and it was driving me cuckoo during the pregame on Thursday. What? Yeah, we're rolling. What's that? We'll go at 12. We'll go at 12. Yeah, we'll go at 12. Okay. And I'll text you the Shortridge starters as soon as I get them. And I got the Wirecast pulled up. Looks good. Okay, we'll go here in 60.
Welcome to Roncalli Royals basketball on the Roncalli Media Network. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Marian University, Ascension St. Vincent, Lauk and Veldoff Funeral Services, Steve's Flowers and Gifts, Harding Porman Group, Ortho Indy, Beck Service Center, Indy Teledata, Camp Bow Wow Dog Care Services, and the Roncalli High School Alumni Association. And now let's go to the gym and join the voice of the Royals, Rob Brown.
And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli Royals basketball here on the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown and Christian Sandoval with you this afternoon from the Vinny, the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium on the campus of Roncalli High School, and happy to be bringing you the season opener for the Roncalli boys basketball program, the 53rd season of Roncalli boys basketball. And today the opponent is the Shortridge Blue Devils, who come in at 0-3. Royals playing their first game of the season. And Christian, I think there's a little more than a little bit of excitement about this team from the standpoint of maybe just because there's so many unknowns. There's a lot of only one starter returns. That's Aiden Leffler, and he's currently out with an injury. So you've got a brand new starting lineup, a lot of new faces coming off the bench as well.
Yeah, we're going to start to get more used to this team. Obviously, it's our first ever game, and we got to start warming up with practice and getting some adjustments going on. But today is pretty much our game where we got to figure out where mostly our issues are going. I mean, we got to look for our player, Nolan Tunney. Man, he went 53.8% from the field last year, so we got to look out to give the shots more to them and more get comfortable with Shortridge. I mean 0-3, but they can still get a win tonight, so we really just got to look out for their best players for Shortridge and get that win.
Well, the most experienced starter today for the Royals is Michael Hegwood, who's started 10 games in his career. The only other starter today who has started a varsity game in the past is the junior Luke Kegris, who started 2 games last year as a sophomore. But be interesting to see how this thing unfolds. We'll visit with head coach Michael Wantz here in a little bit in our Lauk and Veldoff Funeral Services pregame show. But one of the things, as there really is not a true center on the roster, Christian, so one of the things that Coach Wantz talked about before the game today was the idea that you're going to see a lot of mix and match lineups, and probably this is Coach Wantz's 20th season here. This team is probably going to shoot more three-pointers than any team ever since Coach Wantz has been the head coach.
Yeah, I mean, our best friend right now is going to be boxing out and getting a rebound, especially, just like I said, just boxing out. But we really have to try our best to look for a good open 3 shot. We can't take any bad three-pointers, and we have to try our best to make them foul trouble to get a rebound much easier as well.
Well, one of the things that Coach Wantz talked about in our pregame conversation is they don't really have a conventional center on the roster. Trevor Lauk not playing after playing last year as a sophomore, so you're not going to see a lot of traditional posts up. It's going to be look a lot more like how you see NBA teams play today, where and I know Coach Wantz says specifically his coaching staff is going to track how many times does the ball get in the paint and then come out for a three-point shot. So it's going to be more, they're going to judge and grade the quality of the three-point looks, not quickly into a possession.
Yeah, I mean, also relying on our mid-range shots, too. We got to try to get our close-up to, our backboard, got to use that as our best friend, too, so we can make a higher chance of making a shot. And we really just got to get a good-looking three-point shot as well as a mid-range shot, too.
Well, prior to today's game, as we mentioned, we caught up with head coach Michael Wantz to get his thoughts on this afternoon's contest, as well as how this team has looked during the preseason preparation in the lead up to today's game. Here was our conversation with Coach Wantz. We're here with Roncalli head coach Michael Wantz as the Royals open up their 53rd season of basketball here at Roncalli. This afternoon taking on Shortridge. Before we get into the specific matchup today, let's start in a more general spot, Coach, talking about how you feel the last couple weeks of practice have gone for this team, kind of getting these new faces aligned together to get ready for this game today.
Yeah, it's been a good preseason. We've had them longer than we've had in the last few years, with getting them from fall sports earlier. And then Perry had already made arrangements to not play the game last weekend. So we've had as long as we've had with them in the preseason. They've really worked hard. We've had some guys banged up that are slowly working their way back. And it's been a really good preseason, and we're excited to get going here.
In working new guys in, both to the starting lineup and into new roles, how advantageous has it been for you to have that extra time before this first game today?
Yeah, new guys, and we're so versatile this year. Guys can play multiple positions, so we've had time to get guys playing different positions and just getting to know the plays and how we want to play, and it's been good. And we're ready to go, though, ready to play against somebody else.
Knowing that this is one of the more versatile rosters you've had in the last couple of years, how do you anticipate, knowing that your team is going to be different now or different down the road than they are today, but how different will this team play maybe from teams in past?
I think a little bit faster. I think defensively, we can switch a little bit more. I mean, today we're starting our two, and I'm using air quotes for the radio folks at home, our two bigs are Michael Hegwood and Nolan Tunney, who are about, 6'2", maybe. So I think we can switch. We got guys that can play positions, really any of the positions. So it's exciting when you can do some things like that when you're not maybe playing around a big guy or waiting for a big guy to get down the court.
Shortridge today comes in. They've already played 3 games. They're 0-3. They've gotten some actual game action under their belt. I know you and your coaches have had a chance to see them. What do you see from them?
Coach Fountain does a good job. Assistant coach Mark Bailey, who's a former Roncalli parent here, with Levi Bailey in class of 14, do a great job. And, athletic, playing some young guys, trying to get them acclimated to their system. And they've been a little bit sloppy with the ball early on. We hope that continues maybe for at least one more week. But we're going to have to keep our guy in front of us and get the rebound, because they certainly do have some athletes out there on the floor.
Offensively, what do you need to do well today?
Take care of the ball, first of all. Take care of the ball. Now, we realize our three-pointers will be up this year, but we're also worried about the quality of three-pointers. Instead of post touches this year, we're going to chart paint touches. So that is a post touch. That's also a drive into the lane to suck the defense in and kick it out. So we're really, we're not going to be too concerned with a high number of three-pointers this year, as long as they're a high quality as well.
Finally, this is game 1 of this season and game 1 of your 20th season here at Roncalli. I know you and I started this venture 15 years ago. Did you ever think you'd get to 20 years here?
No, I didn't. That's not anything that you really think about, and it's when it's a good place, and you know how it is. You wake up one day and you've been at work somewhere 15, 20 years, and, excited about this group, really like this group, and trying to get it back to where we were been in our early years together.
Sounds good to me. Good luck today, Coach.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
That's Roncalli head coach Michael Wantz. We're back after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA. High school football fans, welcome back to Friday night, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA. This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
They've lost all 3 games by an average of 32 points per game, so certainly Christian Shortridge coming in struggling, trying to get things righted, and the Royals hope at least for one more game that they have some trouble shooting in the ball and taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned before the pregame show, Shortridge already has 3 games under their belt. They really know like their mistakes and what they need to fix on. Roncalli hasn't, as mentioned, we haven't played at all a single game yet. So we really have to try our best and figure out what the pros and cons are for Shortridge tonight, and we got to figure out as well what like 3-point% shooting like our areas where we're supposed to shoot the most.
Well, 3 other Circle City Conference teams in action, all later today. These are all night games. Covenant Christian off to a 2-0 start. They're at Cecina. Heritage Christian, a part of the all-day extravaganza at Brownsburg. Eagles are 0-1, taking on Lawrence North. And Guerin Catholic hosting Hamilton Heights, who are 0-2. Christian, we talk about 3-point shooting. Very key for the Royals today. What other things are you keeping your eye on?
I'm keeping an eye on Luke Kegris. I mean, he made 7 3-pointers last year, which is a good man to rely on for 3-point shooting, as well as Nolan Tunney. He made 53 points from the field, too. It's a pretty good field goal percentage, and let's hope we rely on them. And Shortridge are going to keep an eye on them as well, so we can't then step up the most.
Well, Kegris in the starting lineup, he's the leading returning scorer. Aiden Leffler would be at 6 points per game, but he's out with a shoulder injury that he suffered in the regional football game. Expected to be out to miss at least the first 2 games, maybe be back game 3. So Kegris is the leading returning scorer from last season, averaged just over 2.5 points per game, the 6'4 junior. We're going to go ahead and take our second and final break here in the Lauken Veldoff Funeral Services pregame show. When we come back after this 2-minute pause, we'll have the lineup and the tip for this afternoon's contest. It's the Roncalli boys basketball season opener. It's next on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Do y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Christian Sandoval back with you. Time now for the starting lineups. Roncalli Pep Band here today, providing the national anthem. The atmosphere, Christian, is just better when the band is here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more lively when the band is here. Glad they're here with us today. For Shortridge, they've got 14 players in the book. Ethan Powell at one guard, 5'11", a junior. Ethan Martin, a 5'9", freshman, starts the second guard. Third guard, 5'9", a junior, Israel Macon. On the front line, Rufus Sanders, a 6'4", senior, and Joseph Jones, a 6'1", senior. Drew Fountain's the head coach in his second season. He's 7-20, assisted by Mark Bailey, whose son Levi played here at Roncalli and graduated in 2014. For the Royals, 11 in the scorebook, and 3 of the 5 players making their first varsity starts. Luke Kegris, 6'4", a junior, averaged 2.5 points per game last year. Michael Hegwood, 6'3", a senior. Nick Stewart making his first varsity start, making his varsity debut, the 6'2" junior. He's the first player in 7 years to have his first varsity game be a starting assignment on opening night. Nolan Tunney, 6'3", a junior, appeared in 9 varsity games last year. And Alex Mull, 6'3", a senior, to round out the starting lineup. Michael Watts, the head coach in his 20th season, winningest coach in program history. 264 and 160 is his record here, assisted by Ian Brown, first-year assistant coach Jesse Moses, Justin Warnke, and Jamin Warnke and Justin Agresta. Royals in the home whites, red numerals and lettering, trimmed in royal blue. Shortridge in the royal blue uniforms, white lettering, and the white numerals with the white trim down the sidelines. Tony Rickard, our crew chief today, good officiating crew out there with Casey Gaynor and Steve Mazingo. Royals heading left to right across your screen or radio dial in this first half, away from their bench. Toward will be the west goal. Hegwood and Jones to jump it up. Happy you're with us on a Saturday afternoon. We're ready to go. Hope you are as well. And the back tap is controlled by the Blue Devils. Martin at the point. Led by Stewart. Royals in a man-to-man as we would expect. Macon looking for Powell off the screen. It's not there. Kagras plays Macon on the high side. Now Jones flares out to get it. Brings it near sideline to Powell. Cross-court swing to Sanders. Bullies his way into the paint, lost the handle. Hegwood's got it. Hegwood up the left wing. Cut off, leaning, shot is blocked. And taken out of there by Martin. Hard drive to the goal. We got a foul on the way. That was Jones on the way to the goal. That foul is on Tunney. His first and the team's first. Baseline out of bounds. Martin puts it in, baseline left under the Shortridge hoop. Looking, still looking. On a cut, he finds Macon on the layup.
They can test that.
Shortridge gets an easy bucket out of the baseline out of bounds and leads 2-0. First half court set for Roncalli. Mull bumped out front, lost the handle, able to get it back to Stewart. Stewart gets a high screen, and he's hard bumped on the hedge by Macon. That's his first and the team's first. Sideline out of bounds for Roncalli. 2-0 the score. Shortridge on top. We're a minute in. Less than a minute in, I should say. Kegris floats backcourt to Stewart. Nicholas Stewart looking for Kegris in the post. Now Kegris in the lane. Kicks it to Tunney for a baseline spot up. It's good. Make that a three. Bang! He got it. Whoa, I couldn't tell, Christian, that Tunney was back behind the three-point line, but he was, and the Royals had the lead.
Yep.
And Hegwood's got another steal. Lost the handle as he tried to cross it up, and the ball rolls into the Shortridge bench. Back to Shortridge, but Hegwood with 2 steals here early. Active hands so far, Christian, for Roncalli defensively.
Yep.
Gotten a couple deflections. And lead 3-2 on Tunney's 3. He was 2 for 2 from the three-point line last year in limited action. Bounce on the right side, Powell. And look for a back cut, and the Royals smothered that up. Ball deflected. Here comes Stewart the other way. On the wing, Mull. Spot up for 2. Good. On the hit ahead from Stewart. Roncalli leads 5-2. Hitting 2 straight jump shots. Out front, Sanders. Hegwood in the passing lane again. Knocked it free. It'll stay with Shortridge. Well, he was coming right to us, our vantage point. But what have you seen from Hegwood defensively here, Stewart? He's been all over the place.
Yes, great defensive effort by Hegwood. Lots of steals.
Sanders cut off on a drive by Tunney. Hands to Martin between the circles. Blue Devils reset. Royals up 5-2. 2:15 into this ball game. Left side Macon. He has the lone Shortridge bucket. Ball swung right side. Powell thought about a three. Now a three by the left-hander Jones is off the rim. Tunney and Stewart, Kegris has it rather. Goes behind the back, through the paint, pull up leaner, good. And Roncalli's hit 3 straight jump shots. 30-second timeout called by Shortridge. We'll go ahead and stay right here. 5:23 to go here in the first quarter. And the Royals leading 7-2.
Indy Teledata is a business partner aiming to maximize technology investments in businesses and organizations in Central Indiana. They take the time to learn about your business so they can provide affordable and strategic solutions. To learn more, call Steve today at 317-231-5547.
And alongside Christian Sandoval, Rob Brown with you this afternoon. Andrew Mason handling our stats, as always. Talked about how we're going to see some things maybe we haven't seen in a while from this Roncalli team, Christian. One is they've looked to get out and run. They've pushed the ball here off of steals and defensive rebounds.
Yeah, I haven't let them pretty much attack the basket at all. They've done just to the three-point line.
7-2 the score. Roncalli on top. Jones fumbles, got it back against Stewart at the left arc. Lost his dribble. Hands it back to Macon. Royals switching things on the perimeter. All 5 ways switching. Martin handles out top against Kegris. Dribble handoff to Powell. Jumper straight away at long 2 is good. That's Ethan Powell with a bucket. And it's 7-4 in favor of Roncalli. Kegris steps into a 3. That's off the back of the rim. Rebound tapped out to the foul line, picked up by Jones. 1-on-3, Royals hustling back. Stop the break. And the Blue Devils setting up. Down the baseline, Jones had it knocked free by Hegwood and is picked up by Maul. Stewart down the baseline. He's bumped and cut off. Finds Tunney in the corner. That ball swung around the corner. Kegris has it. Spinning with leverage, with size advantage. They call an offensive foul. Kegris used the free arm to get away from the defender. He's called for the offensive foul. That's his first and the team's second. First sub in the game, Gabe Horn is in for Roncalli, 5'11 senior. And the first sub in for Shortridge is 25, Elias Diallo, 6'3", a junior. And on the far side, Powell trying to pivot away from Hegwood's pressure, steps on the sideline. By my unofficial count, Christian, that's the 4th turnover that Hegwood has forced here in this first 4 minutes. Kegris at the point. Mole, double team. Picked up his dribble, stepped into a tie-up. The arrow keeps it at the Roncalli end as the Royals have the arrow. And Will Roberson steps in, 5'10", a senior, coming in for Macon. So Gabe Horn inbounding in front of the Shortridge bench near sideline in forecourt. His backcourt to Kegris. Right side mauled behind a double screen 3. That kicks off the rim. And the rebound is taken away. Tunney stripped it from behind off of Powell. Now he spins to the goal. Finger roll up is off the rim, but he drew a foul. And he shoots it twice. That foul is on Powell, his first and the team's second. Shooting foul for Nolan Tunney with 3:26 left here in the first quarter. Tunney just 2 for 2 last year in limited action from the line. First one rolls good. And Jack Moore coming on for the first time, making his varsity debut. The 6'3" senior. for Roncalli, in for Hegwood. Tunney has one more. And that one cleanly through. 9-4 the score. Tunney has 5 of Roncalli's 9. The lead is 5. Martin out top, pressured by Horn, has a dribble alive, now puts it on the deck. Crossed him up, into the paint, hard drive against traffic, flipped it up and in, and count the bucket.
Tough shot.
Ooh, my. That was indeed. Foul is on Horn, his first and the team's third. Now Martin, the freshman with the basket, he does not play. He does not look like a freshman in terms of his poise here early, Christian.
Yeah.
Free throw up and in. 3-point play completed by Martin. And the Blue Devils back within 2, 9-7. 3:05 left in the first quarter. Tunney in low looking. Swings it back out to Kegris. He got the step down the baseline, swings it back out to Tunney. Moore is open. Instead passes up the 3. Horn threw a pass to Kegris that was almost thrown away. Now Kegris weaves it back out and reset. Kegris driving to the goal. Put it up, a lot of contact. Moore's there to clean it up and lay in the miss. Jack Moore for 2 off the bench. Caden Gore about to step in for the next opportunity for Roncalli. 11-7 down the baseline. Martin's cut off, back out to Jones. Left side, bullying his way down the baseline is Diallo. And cutting the baseline is thrown away as Moore's got the loose ball. He's up the side, he puts it up and in. Moore takes it coast to coast. He's got 4 off the bench. And the lead is 6. Biggest lead of the afternoon thus far for Roncalli. Roberson dribbling behind the screen, and Tunney jumped the passing lane. All the way to the goal, he puts it up and in. Tunney's got 7. And Shortridge wants time. 30-second timeout will stay right here. 1:51 to go in the first quarter, and the Royals lead it by 8, 15-7.
When you send flowers, put your trust in your local, family-owned Indianapolis florist, Steve Flowers and Gifts. For efficient, secure, and dependable service, call 317-787-3431.
Roncalli, they have struggled somewhat, Christian, to score in the half court, but they have not struggled is getting steals in transition. They've got, by my count, of their 5 2-point shots, 3 of them have been off of steals.
Yeah, the Roncalli guys are doing really phenomenal on defense. They just did it quick, easy, boom. It's just an automatic steal, then attack the basket and completing the steal and make the layups, which is really, really good for the first start.
Tunney has 7 to lead Roncalli. The lead is 8, 15-7. Shortridge has burned 2 of its 5 timeouts here in this first quarter. Caden Gore came in during that stoppage. Out there with Horn, Kegris, Tunney, and Moore. Inside 100 seconds to go, first quarter. Diallo out between the circles. Long 3 right side is off the back of the rim. And the block out, it squirts off the inline, off the knee of Diallo. Back to the Royals. 1:27 left here in the quarter. It's the back end of a triple header. Freshman team beat Covenant Christian earlier this morning, 39-27. The JV team won prior to coming on air for us at 54-41. Back cut Kegris off the feet from Gore. He hangs and finishes.
What a look.
Kegris hung up there for an extra count, waited for the defender to soar by and laid it in off a nice backdoor feed from Gore. 10-point lead for Roncalli. First double-figure lead of the day. Out by the timeline, Roberson. Near side, Powell drives, left at the doorstep for Jones, who was wide open to lay it in. Stops an 8-0 Roncalli run. 17-9 the score. Horn working against the double team, finds Gore on the wing. Gore attacks, lays it in. Boy, they overplayed his left hand and left him an easy avenue to the goal. That might be the easiest basket Gore gets all day.
Yeah, the speed he had was incredible.
Back to a 10-point lead. Inside 30 seconds. Here in the first quarter, Royals back up 10. 19-point first quarter. Royals getting a lot of easy baskets here. Pull-up elbow jumper by Jones is good. He's got 2 in a row. Royals have time to get a basket, 10 seconds to go. Gore out front with 5. Here comes the double team. Gore fumbling with it and gets to Kegaris, and he's knocked to the deck as the buzzer sounds. And that'll do it. 19-11 our score. Royals on top by 8 as we head to quarter number 2. We'll step out for 30 seconds and come right back. It's Roncalli basketball on the Roncalli Media Network.
A proud supporter of Roncalli High School, Indy Teledata provides IT solutions for businesses and organizations in
times. Christian, what did you see for Roncalli that you liked in that first quarter?
That defensive pressure. I mean, the defensive pressure really gave the Blue Devils lots of turnovers in the first quarter, and let's hope we can keep that up in the second quarter, as well as our looks that we've been getting on the first quarter too. Is amazing. The layups and just the overall effort of the Roncalli for the first quarter was good.
Nolan Tunney has 7 points to lead Roncalli. Joseph Jones with 4 for Shortridge. And he didn't get across, 10-second violation. Gabe Horn bothering the ball handler, Will Roberson, and now Steve Mazingo bringing Roberson and Horn together to talk to both of them. So it's Royals basketball. Let's set the lineups. Moore, Stewart, Horn, Gore, and Michael Gallagher. First time we've seen him tonight, the 6-foot senior. And remember him from his football exploits as an H-back. Gallagher at the elbow catch. Turn and face, finds Moore for an open 3. That's short. Rebound ricochets off the hand of Moore and out of bounds. Back to the Blue Devils. Shortridge beginning the second quarter with Powell, Diallo, Roberson, Jones, and Macon. Down the baseline. Powell's cut off, fading and missed the shot. Rebound rainbows over the hand of the initial man, and it's missed on the putback as Macon took it away from Stewart, then missed the shot, and Moore rebounds on the weak side. Gore lost the handle at the timeline and turned it over. Hegwood's back in for Roncalli, replacing Jack Moore. And Terrence Meredith just wandered into the game. 5'8" freshman. He just jogged out on the floor, making a hockey shift change there. Got to check in. 19-11 the score. Roncalli on top by 8. Diallo is back to Jones, who's played by Hegwood just into the game. Making quick 3 over Gallagher is an air ball short. Meredith tight roping the baseline, can't get the handle, and it goes back to Roncalli. Michael Gallagher here, Christian, is an interesting look for Roncalli in that he did not play basketball as a sophomore or a junior. Played on the freshman team. They brought him in, talked him into coming out and playing. We've seen him do great things on the football field, but it'll be interesting to see what he does basketball-wise.
Yeah. I'm hoping for some good defensive for Michael Gallagher.
I think they're counting on him to rebound, defend, be physical. Horn out front as the possession unfolds for Roncalli. Horn drive to the basket. He got to the rim. It's spun off. It's taken out of there by Jones. 19-11 the score. Jones no space to drive. Gives to Macon. Checked by Stewart, left arc. Back out top to the freshman Meredith. On the wing, Diallo. Hegwood held his ground at the elbow, back out to Macon. Ball given to Jones near side. Roberson directing traffic at the high right. Stewart gives him plenty of space. Diallo is a dominant left-hand player. Jones off a screen. Jumps it up from straight away for three. It's good. First three of the afternoon for Shortridge. And it's back to a 5-point Roncalli lead. Gallagher, nice give and go to Gore. He put it up, no, but drew a foul at the rim and shoots two. But that's what we're talking about, Christian, in terms of Gallagher setting guys up, kind of not knowing what his limitations are and playing within.
Yeah. Him setting picks, rebounding.
Jones with the foul, his first and the team's third. Gore shoots two for Roncalli. Royals 2 for 2 from the line so far today. Free throw up and no good. Gore was 7 of 13 last year from the line. One more for Gore, trying to put Roncalli on the board here in the second quarter on the way and in. 3 points for Caden off the bench here in this first half. Jumper out front by Meredith for three is off the rim. And the rebound is tap free. Three Royals fought for it and knocked it loose. And Diallo gets to the rim. It's spun out. Boy, Roncalli dodged one there. Here comes Stewart the other way with a rebound. He's bumped at the arc. All sorts of contact. Bodies all over the deck. They no call it. Off the end line. It stays with Roncalli. My goodness. Kagras and Mall return. Gore and Horn have a seat. Trying to get Kirtland Moore in the game, the 6'3 freshman. He'll come in for Shortridge, replacing Diallo. So Stewart inbounding, baseline left under the Roncalli hoop. Royals up 6. Stewart in the corner, three on the way from Mall. Bang! He got it just back into the game. And Alex Mall drains the corner three. His first of the afternoon. Royals back up 9. Left side, Macon for three. That's off the rim. Long rebound. Diallo or the freshman Moore took it away from Hegwood. He misses the putback. Loose on the floor. Jones has got it. It trickled off the rim, and finally Hegwood clears it out of there. And he's fouled by Meredith. Meredith foul, his first, the team's first. Christian, I've got 2 or 3 shots that Shortridge has had just skip out right at the rim. The Royals are lucky those did not go in.
Yeah, we got to be careful with those. Really careful.
23-14 the score. Stewart drives to the basket, and he's thrown to the floor and fouled. He'll shoot 2. My goodness.
Lots of contact.
That foul is on Roberson. His first, team's 5th. Stewart shoots 2. Nicholas Stewart, his dad Nick, who we spoke to prior to getting on air tonight. Top 10 all-time scorer from this Roncalli program in the early 90s. Mid-90s, I should say. Andreas Wiggins is into the game. 5'9" junior for Shortridge. Nicholas Stewart missed all of last year after suffering a knee injury during football preseason. Second free throw is good. Back to a 10-point Roncalli lead. Shortridge had cut it down to 5. Now it's back to 10. Meredith. Out top, Macon. Jones. Played by Gallagher out top. Gave up his dribble, gives to Wiggins, his first touch. Moore. On the wing, Jones. Macon's got an open three out front over Gallagher that's off the rim. Rebound one-handed by Mall. Clears to Stewart, he walks it up. Kagras with it on the left wing. Looking in deep. Picked up his dribble. Finds Hegwood at the rim, and he laid it in. Great find by Kagras, and Hegwood's first 2.
Good look.
12-point Roncalli lead. Biggest of the afternoon thus far. Jones against Hegwood. Driving down the lane. Runs over Kagras. Offensive foul. Luke stood in and took it. Foul is on Jones, his second, and the team's 6. Roncalli wants a 30-second timeout before we go any further. We'll go ahead and stay right here. 3:58 to go in the half. And Roncalli with its biggest lead of the game, 12, 26-14.
You're busy but don't want your dog to feel alone? Camp Bow Wow understands. That's why they offer doggy daycare where your pup can run around with other dogs while cared for their certified camp counselors. Camp Bow Wow has spacious play areas for maximum fun. Call 317-801-1123 to make an appointment.
That's Christian Sandoval. I'm Rob Brown. Glad you're spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us. Hope the weekend is going well. Royals season opener this afternoon, 53rd season of Roncalli basketball. Royals will be back at it next Friday night on the road. That'll be an audio-only broadcast for us at Decatur Central next Friday. Nolan Tunney's back in for Roncalli, replacing Gallagher. Royals on a 7-0 run to lead by 12. Kegris doubled. Cross-court pass to Stewart. Fakes a three. In the lane. Jump stop into the goal. He's fouled on the way, and he shoots 2 more. Boy, Stewart has taken some hits going to the basket in this first half.
Getting him in foul trouble as we want.
Foul is on Moore. His first and the team's 7th. And Nick Stewart shoots the 2. First one is off the rim. He's got 1 more. Shortridge has now scored in 2.5 minutes. Stewart's hit the second free throw. 27-14. Martin out front, the freshman point guard. He's been impressive thus far for Shortridge. Gives to Wiggins. Left hand driving on Maul in the paint, cut off. Ball fumbled out front, and Tunney's got it. Leaking out is Hegwood. And he scoops it up and in. I don't think Hegwood was expecting that pass ahead, Christian.
No.
I think he thought Tunney was going to take it himself. Hegwood finishes. He's got 4, and the lead is 15. Martin picked up by Tunney on a switch. Can't get free. Dribble handoff to the freshman Meredith. Freshman backcourt at there for Shortridge between Martin and Meredith. Long 3 by Martin is off the rim. Rebound. We've got a rebound foul on Roncalli. Foul's on Maul. His first and the team's 4th. So we'll stay at the Shortridge end. Martin puts it in, baseline left, under the Blue Devils hoop.
Really liking Tunney's effort defensively.
Almost knocked it free to Tunney. Down the lane, bulldozing his way to the goal. That's Sanders. He runs over Stewart, and an offensive foul. Second charge drawn by the Royals here in the quarter. First foul on Sanders, 8th on Shortridge. I would ballpark, Christian, that Stewart's giving up about 30 pounds in that matchup, and he stood in there and took the hit.
Yep.
29-14. Ethan Powell's back in for Shortridge. Hegwood gives to Stewart, down the baseline, stripped on the way up, but he got it back. Shovels to Hegwood for a corner 3. It's long. Rebound, Kegris took it away. He's on the baseline, fading, shooting, and scoring. Kegris with 6. This is a 12-0 Roncalli run. The lead is 17. Down the lane, the ball dribbled off the foot of Stewart. Loose on the deck. We've got a tie-up, and the arrow goes to Roncalli.
It's great pressure by Roncalli here.
And that's the kind of hustle you want to see from especially one of your seniors like Alex Ball to get on the floor and cause that turnover. 31-14. Stewart dribbling through the lane, tucks it in, and he's fouled on the way. That foul is on Martin. Royals are in the bonus. That's team foul 9. So Stewart at the line, Gore's at the table, but he's intending to come in for Stewart, so he'll have to wait a moment. So Nick shoots a 1-and-1 here. Nicholas Stewart, he's 2 for 4. And that one rattles out. Tunney, though, fouled on the putback attempt, and he shoots 2. That foul's on Kirtland Moore. Tunney fouled in the act. Shoots 2. First one up, good. Now subs will come on. Gore is in for Stewart, and Jones is back in for Shortridge, replacing Sanders. Jones has a team-high 7 points for Shortridge. 32-14 to score. Tunney knocks them both down. He's got a career-high 9 here in the first half. 33-14. 2:05 left in the quarter, or in the half, I should say. Left side, Meredith against Gore. Freshman Powell out front, or Martin rather, down the lane against Kegris. Finds Powell down the bench. Baseline pass knocked out of bounds by Tunney. Stays at the Shortridge end. Meredith inbounding baseline left. Under the Shortridge hoop. Takes a look. Fires it out to Jones. Step back long 2 over Hegwood is in and out. Rebounded by Kegris. Kegris in the forecourt. Looks it over. Had it knocked free, but it rolls right to Hegwood out by the jump circle. Hegwood fires to Gore on the baseline. Gore facing up on his defender. Down the baseline against Meredith. Threw it over the rim. And it's rebounded by Moore. Here comes Martin. Left side 3 by Powell is on the way, and it rainbows off the back of the rim. Gore's got the rebound. Tried to find Maul on the leak out. Pass deflected. Gore saves to Hegwood in the deep corner. Now the Royals have to get it across. Michael Wantz says to Kegris, let's hurry it up. And 10-second count. So the Royals turn it over on the 10-second violation. Horn's back in, as is Jack Moore. Kegris and Hegwood have a seat. 1:11 left in the half. Royals on a 14-0 run. And Diallo's back in for Moore for Shortridge. 33-14. Shortridge has not scored in over 5 minutes. Martin handling the point out front against Horn. Dribble handoff to Powell, who's played by Horn on a switch. Diallo gives to Meredith out top. Volleyball line 3 is good. That stops Roncalli's run. 14-0. Shortridge went scoreless for over 5 minutes. Maul to Horn at the top of the circle. Horn picked up his dribble. Dangerous hook pass to Gore. Gets to Caden. Caden splits the defense. Missed the layup. Moore rips the rebound away. Kick out to Horn for 3. Off. Rebound. Gore's got it. We've got a tie-up. As bodies to the deck with 22-9 left. And the arrow favors Shortridge.
Roncalli guys has to be careful with the hands. We really don't want them to get a foul there for them.
Royals do have 2 fouls to give. Yeah, you don't want to commit a couple fouls here late and put Shortridge in the bonus. Final 20 seconds of the half. All Royals here in the second quarter. Roncalli outscoring Shortridge 14-6. 11 seconds to go. 8 seconds now. Martin with it. Top of the circle against Horn. Crossed him up to the rim. Put it up too strong. Rebound is knocked free. Off the in line. It stays with Shortridge. Just 2/10 left though. Gallagher's back in for Roncalli. Replacing Gore. They want to put Gallagher on the ball to guard the inbounder. 2/10, it has to be a tap. Cannot catch and shoot. It's got to be a tap at the rim. And the ball was never touched, and it rolls out of bounds into the Roncalli bench. Not a lot you can do here going full court with 2/10 of a second.
Yeah.
And I think Roncalli will just throw it in and wait for the horn. Gallagher in the maul. That's exactly what they do. So Roncalli outscores Shortridge in the second quarter. by the score of 14-6. And as a result, the Royals will take a lead of 16 into the halftime break. Stay tuned. We'll step out for 60 seconds and come right back. Roncalli basketball on the Roncalli Media Network.
Schedule online anytime. Getting an appointment with
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
My father was my greatest inspiration. Born a slave, he would go on to form C.R. Patterson and Sons in 1865, building fashionable horse-drawn carriages. I saw the trend changing, and in 1915, I was the first African-American to start a car manufacturing company competing directly with Ford's Model T. I'm a pioneer, and my name is Frederick Douglass Patterson. Find your calling at Marion University's new Whitsker School of Engineering. Pioneers wanted.
Rob Brown, Christian Sandoval back with you on the Beck Service Center halftime show. Roncalli leading Shortridge in this season opener. 33-17 is our score. Let's take a look at how the first half unfolded. Shortridge scored first. That 2-0 score was the Blue Devils' only lead of the first half. Roncalli led 19-11 at the end of one quarter. Shortridge hit a three, though, to start the second quarter, making it 19-14. But then the Royals scored 14 straight points, shutting Shortridge out for 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Shortridge did get a three in the final minute to break the deadlock, or the drought, I should say. But it was a 14-6 Roncalli advantage in the second quarter. Royals leading by 16, led by as much as 19 in that first half. Nolan Tunney has 9 points to lead all scorers. Joseph Jones has 7 points for Shortridge. Pretty impressive first half, Christian, for Roncalli. Mainly, though, I think you look at what Roncalli was able to do defensively in terms of creating offense off of defense.
Yeah, they really put the pressure on Shortridge, especially when they were in the three-point line, and especially Nolan Tunney. He had lots of steals, and having Hegwood with the passes, and it's pretty much great defensive effort for Roncalli. Offensively, we had great looks. We had great layups in there. We had a great three-point shot there in the first or second quarter, I believe. And we just really got to keep that up in the second quarter, or second half. And so we really just got to keep that forward, keep that lead up, and get that win.
33-17 our score. We'll go ahead and take our first break of 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll run down this afternoon's first half scoring totals. Christian's got those when we return on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. I wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
us at IndyTeledata.com.
Rob Brown, Christian Sandoval back with you. Roncalli leads Shortridge 33-17 here at the break. Time to take a look at the first half totals. Christian has those.
The Royals today, Hegwood with 4, Kegris with 6, Gore with 3, Stewart with 2, Moore with 4, Tunney with 9, Mole with 5. We were 7 for 11 from the free throw line, and we had 2 threes in the first half. And then for Shortridge, we had Powell with 2, Martin with 3, Meredith with 3, and Macon with 2, and then Jones with 7. And they had 2 threes and went 1 for 1 from the free throw line.
When we look at our graphic, those of you watching along with us here, Roncalli with a 10-7 edge on the glass. And Christian, you and I talked about turnovers, a huge story in that first half. Roncalli turned it over just 4 times. Shortridge had 14 turnovers, and I think of Roncalli's 4, only one of them was a live ball turnover, and that's what's really hurt Shortridge. Not only are they turning the ball over, but it's not a turnover where the referee is handing somebody the ball. It's a turnover where Roncalli's got it and they're going the other way.
Yeah, it's just a quick instant pass. I mean, they're really the pressure they put Roncalli to Shortridge in the second quarter when they were throwing the ball in, and really they just knocked the ball over like with a tap out and then made a layup. And really they got to focus on what the pressure they do for Roncalli. I mean, Shortridge now knows how Roncalli plays for the second half. So now they're really going to figure out what the worst parts are for Roncalli, and they're going to figure out as well, like, for example, make a 3 and just knock the basket. I mean, Shortridge is really going to be a really tough shot, especially like in the beginning.
Well, Roncalli leads by 16, 33-17. We'll go ahead and take another 2-minute break, our final 2-minute break of this Beck Service Center halftime show. When we come back, third quarter around the bend next in 2 minutes on the Roncalli Media Network.
Dog services that
As a teacher, it was my scientific demonstrations that kept so many students after school. Most will say it was the electric ignition for cars that was my greatest contribution. But my wife would argue it was the invention of Freon refrigerant for air conditioning. I'm a pioneer, and my name is Charles Kettering. Find your calling at Marian University's new Whitsker School of Engineering. Pioneers wanted.
In the season opener here at the venue. Taking a look at our great video crew with us today. Leo Cams, our technical director, Aiden Griffiths and Lucas Mathias handling our replays. Ethan Gorski handling our replays and graphics. Lucas Mathias and Aiden Griffiths handling our cameras today. Andrew Mason, our statistician. Justin Brown, our broadcast engineer, and Stefan Welsh, the executive producer of the Roncalli Media Network. I'm Rob Brown alongside Christian Sandoval. 33-17 our score. The Roncalli ball coming out to start this second half. One programming note for next week, Girls Marion County Tournament next week, so the amount of games we do on the girls' side will depend how far the girls go in the tournament. Tournament opener is here on Tuesday night against Franco Central. 6:30 start time. Note the earlier than usual start time, 6:30 the start time. 6:15 the pregame show. To take in the game and all these familiar locales. Audio side on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. And the visuals on Roncalli YouTube channel and the IHSAA Champions Network. Roncalli girls basketball great Sarah Kegris will be alongside for that one. Looking forward to that. Royals ball to start the second half, moving left to right. Across your dial and screen. Original starters on the floor for the Royals. Stewart, Maul, Kegris fakes a three out front. Down the lane, a lot of contact, flipped it up too strong from 10. And the rebound grab by Martin. So it's Stewart, Maul, Tunney, Kegris, and Hegwood, the 5 for Roncalli. Powell, Jones, Macon, Martin, or Sanders on the floor for Shortridge. And the pass in the lane for Sanders over the top and thrown away. Kegris has it. The other way, all the way to the goal. Finger roll up and in. They never stopped the ball. And Kegris has 8. That's another live ball turnover, Christian, that the Royals turn into points. Martin drives on Hegwood, tucks it in, got to the goal, put it up and in. Good strong drive by the freshman Ethan Martin. 35-18. Stewart hands to Kegris out by the timeline. Maul between the circles. Looks it over to Kegris. Guy's time to measure a 3. Around and off. Good block out and rebound by Powell. He's in a hurry, 3-on-2. And the bounce pass to Sanders off the end line, out of bounds. I think Sanders was anticipating Powell going to the rim there, and he was already trying to get to the rim for rebounding. Full court pressure by the Blue Devils. Roncalli up 16. Stewart into the forecourt. Finds Kegris. Kegris picked up his dribble. Maul steps into a top of the key 3. Around and off. Tunney snuck in, got the rebound. Stripped on his way up, however, and taken away by Macon. Macon gets control of the dribble again and leaves for Martin. Martin, one-hand pass to Jones. In the corner, Macon. Sanders posting against Hegwood. They can't find the passing angle. Now Jones reloads. Martin calls for a high screen. And he gets the high screen as Sanders hip checks Stewart and is called for a foul in the illegal screen, his second, team's first. That might be the easiest call of the day. 35-19.
Yeah, having a 6'4" senior forward just coming out just,
Stewart gives to Tunney. Pass deflected and stolen away. Back the other way. Powell, shot blocked by Kegris. It hit the baseline. Hegwood had started up the other way with it, but it hit the baseline and stays with Shortridge, but a nice shot block by Kegris. Martin looking baseline left under the Blue Devils hoop. Flings it out to Jones near the timeline. Over to Powell. Feeds the block and Sanders. Bowing his way in against Tunney. Shot in and out. Boy, Sanders got a good look at it. Nice post position, but couldn't finish. Here comes Stewart the other way. Spins, hangs, shoots, scores, and put him on the line.
And one.
Nick Stewart creating up the right side. Give that foul to, where was that foul? 12, fouls on 12. Macon, his second, team second. Yeah, Tony Rickard initially said 14, and there was not a 14 on the floor, so got that cleared up. Stewart completes the three-point play, tries to, misses the free throw, but a back tap by Maul, gives to Kegris for 3, and he misses. Stewart rebounds out to Hegwood for 3, bang! He got it. So that turns into a 4-point possession. And Kegris blocks a shot the other way. Second block shot for Kegris in as many possessions. 40-19.
These possessions are going to give them a real energy boost for the Royals.
Timeout. Timeout called by Shortridge, a full timeout. Full timeout called. And we'll go ahead and take a break as well, 30 seconds. We'll be right back. 5:14 to go in the third quarter on the Roncalli Media Network.
Providing comfort for families.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Royals outscoring Shortridge thus far 7-2 here in the period. Luke Egris has 2 block shots in as many possessions defensively for Roncalli. Martin inbounding on the far side in forecourt in the deep corner. That's a tough spot to inbound from. Looking. 5-second count, they didn't get it in. Oh, they called an offensive foul. Foul on Powell, his second, team's third. I thought they called a 5-second count, didn't you?
Yeah.
But they called a push-off foul on Ethan Powell, his second, and the team's third. Either way, it's a turnover. Tunney up the floor, gets it across, now over to Stewart. Stewart lost the dribble, knocked free, rolling on the floor, and Stewart fouled Martin after he stole it away. Stewart's foul, his first, and the team's first. I am very impressed, Christian, with the freshman point guard, Ethan Martin.
Yeah.
For Shortridge.
First year here and already doing this is amazing. Imagine 3 more years to go.
Left side, Powell got the step on Hegwood. Reverse layup to the basket, up and in. Nice finish by Ethan Powell. His first 2. And it's 40-21. Roncalli attacking the other way. Ball is hit on the baseline by Sanders on his way to the rim. The 3rd foul on Sanders. And the 4th on Shortridge here in the half. And Sanders checks out, replaced by Elias Diallo. Inbound to Kegris. Finds Mole out front. Left side, Hegwood. Shortridge has gone to a 3-2 zone. I think that's the first time we've seen that today. Kegris finds Hegwood at the elbow. Hegwood had it knocked free on the quick hands by Macon. And Kegris got in the passing lane. He stole it right back, saved behind his back, and is picked up in the backcourt by Powell. Powell down the lane. Sidestepping, finds Jones for a left side 3 that's no good. Rebounded by Kegris. Kegris knocked down at the timeline and fouled. That's already the 15th foul for Shortridge. Fouls on Martin, his second. Team 5th. Gabe Horn is in for Roncalli, replacing Stewart. 40-21 our score. Horn in the backcourt to Kegris. Halfway through the 3rd quarter. Kegris in the lane against Jones. Gets by the defender, missed the shot. We got a late foul, though, called after the ball had caromed off the rim. And I think Kegris is going to shoot 2, yes. Fouls on Diallo, his first, the team's 6th. So Roncalli already at the doorstep of the bonus here with 3:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. Royals are set up to shoot a lot of free throws. down the stretch. Kegris, first one's good. One more for Kegris, and Caden Gore coming on for Roncalli, replacing Maul. One more for Kegris, and he's got his first double-figure scoring game as a varsity player in his career. He's a guy who's going to have to be aggressive offensively for Roncalli this year.
Yeah. Obviously, we mentioned in the beginning, we don't really have much of a center, so.
He hits both free throws. Royals have doubled up. Shortridge, 42-21. Down the lane, nice kick out to the corner. Open man is Diallo for three, it's missed. And the rebound is grabbed by Kegris. Knocked loose, Jones has it in the scramble. He's down the lane, gets by Gore, laid it up. No, it rolled off the rim, but he's fouled and shoots two. Fouls on Gore, his second, team's second. Joseph Jones shoots two for Shortridge. These are the first Shortridge free throws since early in the game. First one's up and in. Kyrell Allison is in for the first time today. 5'8", a senior. He's on for Macon. One more for Jones. That one rolls off the rim and rebounded by Tunney. 42-22. Kegris into the forecourt. Finds Gore in the corner, gets it right back to Kegris. Kegris spins away, working against Powell. Gives to Horn, right back to Kegris, in deep. Spins into a double and stripped by Jones. Nice defensive play by Jones, and Hegwood behind, knocks it free off the inline. Jack Moore coming on. Shortridge defensively has kind of turned up. Their hands have been very active here in this third quarter.
They're switching up their defensive plays, going to a full court press and half court press.
Into Powell, he wasn't ready for it. Now he fades and shoots, missed it long from 10, and it's rebounded by Gore. Gore trapped near the timeline, and a timeout called by Roncalli. Michael wants time. Let the Royals settle down. It's a full timeout. So we'll go ahead and take one as well. 2:57 to go. Third quarter, 42-22 our score. Royals up 20. We're back in 30 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Harding Corman is a full
Christian Sandoval back with you at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. Roncalli boys basketball season opener this afternoon. The Royals up 42-22. Set the lineup for you, breaking the huddle. Gabe Horn, Caden Gore, Nolan Tunney, Jack Moore, and Luke Kegris. 5 on the floor for Shortridge. Jones, Diallo, Powell, Allison, and Martin. 2:57 left here in the third. Gore into the forecourt against Allison. Bounce to Tunney. Back cutting his Horn. He got in too deep. The pass is a little in front of him, and it goes out of bounds off the end line. Hang on a second here. Steve Mazingo's got. Nope. So the pass off the inline turned over. That was a good play out of the timeout, just the pass a little too far.
Yeah.
42-22. And a pass to Powell. He fell down, and the ball rolls into the Shortridge bench. Shortridge is saying that Powell was fouled by Gore. To no avail. So the teams trade turnovers. Royals get it back. Shortridge setting up some full court pressure here. 2:37 left in the third. Roncalli up 20. Tunney can't run the baseline, has to get it in, and does to Horn. Horn with defenders in pursuit, goes behind his back. The ball rolls to Kegris. Now Tunney swings to Gore in the corner. Back out to Tunney. Michael wants his motion. Let's run some clock here. Kegris played by Jones. On the right wing to Gore. Down low to Tunney. He flashes to the goal, and Gore found him for a layup. Tunney's into double figures with 11. And a foul, holding foul away from the play on Gore. His second and the team's third. Michael Gallagher returns. Nolan Tunney checks out with a team high 11. .204 left in the third. Martin played out top by Gallagher on the switch. Kegris got in the passing lane and deflected off the hands of Powell and out of bounds. Wait, we've seen, Kristen, we've seen so many times today Kegris with those long arms of his blocking shots, getting deflections in the passing lane.
Yeah, I mean, he got to use his height advantage for a 6'4".
Anthony Henderson is in for the first time today. 6'1" senior, number 33 for those of you watching with us. Jack Moore doubled at the timeline, and he's fouled, trying to pitch it out of trouble, and the Royals are in the bonus the rest of the way, as that's team foul 7. Third foul on Powell. 1-1 for Jack Moore in his first varsity game. Played on the JV team last year as a junior. Free throw up, in. Moore transferred into Roncalli last year from a school in San Antonio. Moved up here from Texas prior to last season. Second one up, good. He has 6. And the lead is 24. 46-22, 150 left in the third. Martin working against Kegris. Now gives to Powell. He tucks it in, down the lane, flips it up and in, and Casey Gaynor's going to score it. Count the bucket for the freshman Martin. That's Gore's foul, his third. Team fourth. Martin has 4 points here in the quarter. .46-24. Free throw rolls good. 46-25. Roncalli up 21. Final 100 seconds of the third quarter. Moore diagonal pass in the forecourt. Bounce by Gore. Ooh. Gallagher waits for the defender to go by, and he lays it up and in. Michael Gallagher, his first 2.
Great patience there.
I think that's what you like to see. You break the pressure. You've got a 3-on-1. Attack the basket.
Yeah.
Don't wait. 48-25. Gallagher. Martin stumbling down the lane. He just flipped it up and it went in. Oh, my.
What a tough shot.
Martin has 7 in the quarter. First Shortridge player in the double figures. Gore all the way to the bucket. Right at the defender, and he puts it up and in. Where they both hit the deck. Gore's got a bucket, and it's 50-27. The pace is quickened here. 3 the other way is good by Martin. Oh, my. You got 10 in the quarter, does Martin. And it's 50-30. Royals break the pressure again. Now Gore attacking again. Finds Horn, Kegris. Michael Wan says motion here. He would prefer the Royals to play for one shot. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. The lead is 20. Kegris down the baseline. Got it back after it was knocked loose. Missed the layup in deep. And Henderson has the rebound and fouled by Kegris.
A little frustrated with that
one.
Yep.
Second foul on Kegris. Team 5th. Moles at the table. Moles back in for Kegris, and Tunney's back in for Gore. 21 and 8/10 seconds left in the third. Roncalli up 20, 50-30. Royals have led by as much as 24 here in this third quarter. Martin has been impressive. The freshman with the basketball out front. He's got 10 in the quarter. Gives to Powell. Fumbling against Moore in the lane. Now Allison, and he traveled on the wing.
Oh.
So the Royals get it back with 7 6/10 left in the period. Have to go three-quarter court. Tunney inbounding in front of the Shortridge bench. Looking, Moore's got it. Moore into the forecourt, down the lane, bounce to Gallagher, lays it in right before the buzzer. That's great execution. Michael Gallagher scoring when asked, has 4 points in the quarter, and the Royal lead is 22, 52-30 as we head to the final 8 minutes. Stay tuned, we'll step out for 30 seconds and come right back. Roncalli basketball on the Roncalli Media Network.
Schedule online.
Tony Rickard, our crew chief, was just over at the scores table, reminding us, and Christian, you and I had the girls' game the night before Thanksgiving when the 35-point mercy rule was enacted. So that's a new rule this year. Anytime a team leads by 35 points, the clock becomes a running clock the rest of the way. Lead is now just 22, so I'm not expecting a 35-point lead, but you never know. Here with 8 minutes to go. Martin lost the handle. Ball picked up off the floor by Roberson is back in the game. First time we've seen him here in the second half. Roberson in the lane, throws up a wild shot. The rebound is deflected. Powell's got it, missed it. Rebound Moore out of there. His outlet pass rolls to the floor, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Shortridge.
Horn's really putting the pressure on him. Just got to be careful with those hands.
Horn, bounce to Mull. Mull takes it back out. Mull, Horn, Tunney, Moore, and Gallagher, the five on the floor for Roncalli. Royals lead by 22. Moore in the corner against Roberson. Swings over to Tunney. He wants a long three. That's way short. Rebounded by Diallo, who's out there with Martin, Powell, Jones, and Roberson. Martin leaves for Powell at the left arc. Trying to back in on Tunney, and Moore stolen away. Moore up the right side. Knocked free out of bounds by Powell. Stays with Roncalli. But again, active hands. And Jack Moore, he's been involved in a couple steals there at midcourt today. Sub into the game. Lamont Borum is into the game. First time we've seen him today. 6'4" senior. Tuck his jersey in first before we continue. 6:42 left in the ball game. Royals up 22. Led by as much as 24. Horn at the right point. In the corner, Mull's open for three. Bang! He got it again. Second three of the game for Mull. He has 8. Fourth Roncalli 3 of the afternoon, and the lead is 25. Left side Powell. Back out in the corner. Roberson calls for a screen. Instead loads it back out front to Martin. Martin had 10 points in the quarter. He has 13 in the game. Tucks it in, drives on Tunney, missed the scoop. Rebounded by Horn. He's got an outlet ahead to Mull, who's up the left side by himself to lay it in. Alex Mull, the third Royal to get to double figures. He has 10. Timeout, Shortridge. Full timeout, that's all they have left. Full timeout, we'll take one as well. 5:58 to go. It's all Royals this afternoon. 57-30 the score. We're back in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Rob Brown, Christian Sandoval back with you. 5:58 to go. 57-30 our score. Roncalli on top. Royals looking very good today. And Christian, in Michael Wantz's 20 years, I think Roncalli wins at like a 75% plus clip when they get at least 3 players in double figures, and they have that today between Kegris, Tunney, and Maul.
Great effort today by them so far.
And I think what we might find here as this season goes on is the Royals will be difficult to defend because you're not going to know from one night to the next who those 3 guys might be.
Yeah.
Could be 3 different guys the next game. 57-30 the score. Shortridge ball out of the timeout. Cutting the lane, Powell got in deep, fading the jump hook over Tunney's missed. Rebounds tapped to Horn. 4-on-1. Horn bounced to Moore, running the wing. He lays it in. Jack Moore with 8 off the bench today. Royals getting out and running in this fourth quarter. And the lead is 29, and Martin is down. Did not see how he went down on the far side, but he is down, and play is brought to a stop. He's favoring that left side, limping as he heads off. Vontrell Cottrell is in for the first time. So all 14 Shortridge players have seen the floor. Terrence Meredith is back in for Powell, for Martin rather, who limped to the bench. 59-30. Our score, Roncalli on top. Powell, dribble handoff to Cottrell. His first touch, he throws it right to Horn. Horn, bounce to Tunney, running the wing, he lays it in. Finishing over Cottrell, who challenged.
2 defenders.
Tunney has 13, and it's 61-30. Inside 5 minutes to go. Tunney's career high before today was 8. He's knocked that out of the water. Down the baseline, Roberson fading over. Moore hits. Ooh, Will Roberson with his first 2. 61-32. Roncalli up 29. Horn manning the point for Roncalli. Bounce to Maul on the wing. Moore. Tunney wants it for a volleyball line 3. That's short. Maul's got the rebound in traffic, though, and takes it back out for the Royals. Now Horn down the baseline. Down the lane, stumbling, lost the handle off the in line, I should say, and out of bounds. Caden Gore's back in for Maul. Maul checks out with a career-high 10 points. Not only the Royals have 3 players in double figures, they've got 5 players with at least 7. When you add in Moore's 8 and Hegwood's 7.
Everyone's contributing, which is really, really good.
Powell, long 2, left side is long. Rebound is tapped right back to Powell. He's through the lane. Tunney stripped it away, and now Moore saves it back to Tunney. Tunney to Moore on the wing. Back to Horn for 3. It's long. Rebounded by Moore. Nice bounce to Tunney as Moore was falling out of bounds. He found Tunney for a layup. Tunney with 15. Xavier Highball is in, the 6'5" sophomore. And Dylan Coughlin is in also. Coughlin making his debut. So Roncalli called the full timeout just to get subs in, so they won't actually have the sub or the timeout taken. With 3:33 to go, and the Royals lead 63-32. Powell played there by Coughlin. Out there with Highball, the sophomore, number 24 for those of you watching along with us. He plays the ball. Gallagher, Tunney, and Moore. And Meredith turned the corner on Highball and drew a foul. That's Xavier's first, and the team's sixth. Meredith shoots 2. Meredith, the freshman, shoots 2. He hit a 3 in the second quarter for his only points. That free throw's good. Gore is on for Tunney, who checks out with a career-high 15 today.
Great effort by him today. Great effort.
He's one of the few players that has some size and some strength. They're going to need him to be physical under the basket. He answered that call today. One-hand rebound by Gallagher off that miss. Speaking of players who have answered the call, Gallagher off the bench in his first basketball Roncalli since his freshman season, 3 seasons ago. High ball, threw a pass to a player who wasn't looking. Cottrell's got the loose ball. Up the sideline, runs over Coughlin, offensive foul. That's the first foul on Cottrell, 8th on the team. It's a little bit before your time, Christian, but Cottrell gave Coughlin a little bit of that Karl Malone with the knee up right to the chest. 63-33. High ball up to Gallagher. In the corner, Gore for 3 on the kick out. Too strong. It comes right back to Gore. He hangs, shoots, and it rolled off the rim. Gallagher's got the rebound. He flipped it up, no. And he fouled the rebounder on the putback attempt. I really like Michael Gallagher's energy.
Yeah, on the post.
That's the 7th foul on Roncalli. One and one for Lamont Borum.
6'4".
Yep, 6'4" senior hits the first. Makes the second. (63-35). Borum makes both ends of the 1-and-1. Ball thrown away. Here comes Roberson to the other end. Roberson up the right side. Bounce to Borum under the rim. He wasn't ready for it. Ball's loose on the deck and waited for the tie-up. Instead, Gallagher digs it out, and it's up to Gore. Left side high ball with 2 minutes to go. Xavier Highball, his varsity debut, the sophomore, the only underclassman on the roster. Gore gives to Gallagher, rolling, he finger rolls it up and in. Michael Gallagher. He's got 6. And it's 65-35. Ball thrown away. Last touch by Coughlin off the far side. 30-point Royal lead. Royals have led by as much as 31 here in this final quarter. Meredith at the high side. Now Roberson wants a clear out front against Highball. Lost the handle. Ball loose on the floor, rolling around. Let's see if they tie it up. They do finally as Coughlin jumps on top of Cottrell, and the arrow goes to Roncalli.
Before Gallagher was making, Xavier's a good player. He's the leading scorer of the freshman team last year.
And he was the leading scorer in the JV game today.
Yep.
Final minute 15. Gallagher in the post, fires it back out to Highball. He attacks to the baseline, fading and shooting. Shot is too strong. Moore's got a rebound in deep. Flipped it up and in with the left hand. Jack Moore's in double figures. off the bench. Fourth Royal in double figures. 1 minute to go. Right side three is short. Gore's got the rebound. Moore leaking out behind the defense. Coughlin trailing. Moore waits for the defender to go by. Missed the layup. Coughlin's got it. He's fouled on the putback and shoots two with 49 and 8/10 left. That's team foul 10. Team 9, excuse me. Team 9. Coughlin shoots two. He was fouled in the act, so he shoots two. Free throw up and in. Dylan Coughlin in his varsity debut. Michael Wantz just tells Highball there's no need to shoot anymore. We get the ball back, we're just going to dribble it out. Coughlin hits them both. 69-35. Biggest lead of the day for the Royals, 34. Roberson, Meredith out front. On the wing, Wiggins, who's back in the game. Now Roberson crosses up more. In the lane, back to Wiggins. Wiggins driving on Gallagher, flips it up and in. Wiggins for two. Michael Wantz says no shot. Coughlin on the far side, looks at the clock, 20 seconds to go. Picked up his dribble. Needs to find a teammate and does to Highball in the corner. Highball with 12. Back out to Moore. Michael Wantz emphasizes no shot. Highball holding. Back to Moore. And Moore pulls it back out, waits for the horn, and that'll do it.
1-0.
So the Royals in impressive fashion today with all sorts of new faces. Pull away in the second half and post a convincing 32-point win in the season opener. 69-37, our final score as the Royals.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. I wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Rob Brown and Kristen Sandoval back with you on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. Roncalli's Royals victorious this afternoon over Shortridge in the season opener by the score of 69-37. Let's take a look at how the game unfolded. Shortridge's only lead was at 2-0. Royals led 19-11 at the end of one quarter. It was 33-17 Roncalli. Royals had a 14-0 run in the second quarter, shutting Shortridge out for 5.5 minutes. Royals led 33-17 at the halftime break, outscoring Shortridge 14-6 in the second. In the third quarter, Shortridge was able to cut it down inside 20 for just a brief moment. Royals led by 22 after 3. 52-30 was the score. Roncalli outscoring Shortridge 19-13 in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, the lead grew to as much as 34 in the final minute. Roncalli with a 17-7 advantage in the fourth. Shortridge scored the final points of the game to make it a 32-point margin, but the Royals winning this game by 32. Roncalli had 4 players in double figures. Nolan Tunney with 15 to lead all scorers. Ethan Martin had 13. He was the lone double figure scorer for Shortridge, but all told, Christian, a very impressive opening day win for the Royals.
Great defensive effort tonight with the new faces for the roster. I mean, this really shows some good potential this season. I mean, we really showed great effort for Shortridge. We really had great defensive efforts. We stole the ball at the times. We fully connected with our steals and layups and our three-point shots. I mean, really, there wasn't really a negative factor. The only negative factor I can think about the Royals tonight was just pretty much like the fouls that we made. There were some errors that we made when we were defending when we had to poke the ball. We had to Gabe Horn struggle with his hands, but it was all right. I mean, we got to win, and that's all that matters.
Well, the Royals get a win in the season opener for the first time since the 2017-18 season, and it's all the more impressive, Christian, when you think about the fact that Roncalli scored 69 points today, which is the most points they scored in a season opener. You got to go back to the 05-06 season to find the last time the Royals scored this many points, and they did it. 5 of the 11 guys who played today were playing in their very first varsity game.
Yeah, it's a really impressive. I mean, especially off the bench too, which is something that is a big factor that Coach Juan's going to keep an eye out for them. So, I mean, really, it's just great, impressive. That's all I can say. Impressive win tonight. I mean, really, every player on the Roncalli Royals team showed great effort and came with the second game too.
Well, we'll take a look at our stats in segment 2 here. We're going to step out quickly for 60 seconds. When we come back, Christian will run down your scoring totals. We'll hand out our player of the game. There's a lot of good candidates for the player of the game. We're going to discuss that during our break. And we'll look ahead to next week's broadcast schedule. All of that coming up next in 60 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
My husband was the chief engineer on the most important project of our lives. When he became very ill, I stepped in. This work would change the world. Instrumental in its construction, I was the first person to cross the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm a pioneer, and my name is Emily Roebling. Find your calling at Marian University's new Whitger School of Engineering. Pioneers wanted.
And Christian Sandoval back for the final time on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show. Royals defeat Shortridge by the score of 69-37. And before we go through our final totals, we're going to be joined right off the top by the coach, Michael Wantz, who we need to, and this is absolutely the play-by-play man's error. We did not coach Wantz up that we need to stand facing the camera that's across the way from us. Now we've got Coach ready to go, I think. Coach, we were just talking here in the previous segment about the fact that you scored 69 points today, which got to go back to 05-06 to find the last time you scored that many points in a season opener, and you did it today with 5 of the 11 guys that were in uniform making their varsity debuts. That's pretty impressive.
You know, we talked about this group has some skill, and we were talking about how we thought that we should be able to get to 60. You know, that's, you know, you break it down, obviously 15 points a quarter. That's less than a bucket a minute, but then all of a sudden you play the game and you get in some droughts and different things, and then all of a sudden that doesn't happen. So want to try and get to 60.
Yeah, went 19-14, 19-17 today.
Very balanced. So we want to try and get to 60 with the smaller lineups that we have. So yeah, pleased with that. Thought we shared the ball. Took 3 charges. Positive assist to turnover ratio. You know, really excited.
Well, one of the things that you've talked about, you and I have actually talked about this over the years, the winning percentage is north of, I think it's close to 75% in your time here when you get at least 3 players in double figures. You had 4 today. And Christian and I were talking, the nature of, and I'm interested in your thoughts on this, we were talking, and the nature of your team is such that from one game to the next, it may be 2 or 3 different guys. It may not be the same guys every night.
Right. We certainly have some versatility with that. And, yeah, that means you're sharing the ball. It means we have multiple guys. You know, I'd like to think that, you know, the other teams really, you know, there's not a Jimmy King or anybody like that like they're really looking to stop. We've got some quite a few options. So, yeah, we got to keep working on that, get some more in. I mean, Decatur Central had a great win last night. Luckily, we have all week to get ready for them.
We saw a few bench players do really good tonight. Do you think you'll make them to the starting lineup or continue in the bench?
Who's that?
Especially we had Jack Moore that did well off the bench.
Yeah, Jack did a good job. The thing that I usually say to that is, you know, guys have a good game off the bench, and then they may or may not saying Jack does, but then they think they want to starting, and I'm always like, well, maybe there's something about you coming off the bench that I like to not switch things when they're going well. So if we win, we'll stay with the same starting lineup.
And how many times in your career have you had certain guys where just a guy is the type of player where he's better suited to sit and watch the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game and see where the flow is and see where he might fit in.
Yeah.
And then he can come in and make an impact.
You know, you'd think like our two of our highest energy guys are Gabe Horn and Caden Gore, and they both came off the bench today and did a nice job. So we'll keep playing with that. You know, we told the guys yesterday, the coaches talked about 4 different starting lineups, I think, and we would have been fine with all 4 of them. So we choose the one we did, and we'll probably stick with it next week unless something else happens.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking a few minutes for us, and we'll catch up with you on Friday.
All right, guys, thanks.
That's the head coach, Micah Wantz, here on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. We appreciate him taking a few minutes for us. We're going to stay here, and Christian's got your scoring totals for today.
For Shortridge, we had Wiggins with 2, Powell with 4, Martin with 13, Merritt with 4, Macon with 2, Robertson with 2, Borum with 2, and then we had Jones with 7. Shortridge went 6 for 8 from the free throw line. They hit 3 threes. And for the Roncalli boys, we had Hegwood with 7, Kegris with 10, Gore with 5, Stewart with 4, Moore with 10, Tunney with 15, Mole with 10, Gallagher 6, Clogan with 2. We went 13 for 18 from the free throw line, and in total we went with 4 threes.
Well, a couple other notes for those of you watching along with us. Roncalli with a huge advantage on the glass, 26-12. And turnovers, certainly a big issue for Shortridge today, 28-11. Shortridge committed 28 turnovers, Roncalli just 11. And we talked about it at halftime, and I think maybe, Christian, it was more of a story. Roncalli got even more points in the second half than they did the first half in terms of points off turnovers and getting steals and taking it the other way.
Yeah, I mean, as I remember in the beginning, we really don't have a big forward to rebound the ball, which is something that really stuck out to us the most. And giving the efforts tonight really did a good job.
Well, time now to turn our attention to our Ortho Indy star of the game. A bunch of different ways we could go there with 4 players in double figures, but we've got to, after discussion, I think it's clear we go with Nolan Tunney, who had a career-high 15 points in his first varsity start. 7 points in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 4 in the fourth before he was taken out He was spectacular. Inside, he had some jump shots. It was inside-out game for him today.
Yeah, both offensively and defensively did a really great job. He poked the ball out, stole the ball, gave Shortridge a good amount of turnovers with him defending, and him scoring off the glass too with a couple of shots there, which was really, really good for him tonight.
So Nolan Tunney, he is today's Ortho Indy star of the game.
Ortho Indy is one of the most highly respected orthopedic practices in the Midwest. Ortho Indy provides leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care for multiple locations throughout central Indiana, while staying true to their mission and their patients. Call 317-802-2000.
Well, a couple of more notes before we say good afternoon. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night here as the girls take on Franco Central in the county tournament. That's a 6:30 start time. 6:15 our pregame show. You can watch that game on the Roncalli YouTube channel or on the IHA Champions Network, or listen along on the Roncalli Media Network for the audio feed. Next boys broadcast will be next Friday night from Decatur Central. 7:15 our pregame show. That'll be audio only. You can listen on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com or over the air here in Central Indiana on CBS Sports 1430. But some final thoughts today, Christian. Great start for the Royals with this 32-point win.
Yeah, this is a really good energy booster for the second game, which is, I believe, Friday night next week. And really great defensive efforts. I mean, that's all I could say. I mean, this team had really good defensive efforts for the new faces of the roster for this year. Really good, showing promises for this year, and cannot wait for the season.
So that'll about do it. Today's broadcast has been a production of the Roncalli Media Network. Our great crew up on the screen for those of you watching along with us. Our executive producer, Stefan Welsh. Broadcast engineer, Justin Brown. Our technical director today, Leo Cam. Aiden Griffiths and Lucas Mathias handles our cameras this afternoon. Ethan Gorski on the replay. Andrew Mason, as always, handling our stats here at home. My partner, Christian Sandoval. I'm Rob Brown. Again, our final today from Roncalli as the Royals top Shortridge by the score of 69-37. Until we talk to you next time, on behalf of our entire Roncalli Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying so long, everybody.